but it's quite pretty. It's tall. I don't know much about it, but the bells. Right, got a bit of free time today. My girlfriend is working. It's like 5:30 p.m. Thought I'd kind of take a little jaunt around some the areas I walked through before. I'm a little more confident with the camera. Not so much in this area, more where I'm staying, because I've been around that hood for like a week. Kind of get the lay of the land. I'm less afraid. I don't even mind walking around with the camera at night, just because I know kind of the area and the people, and it just, even though it's sketchy at night, I'm more comfortable. But this part of town, this is on the way to where the parade was. I wanted to kind of check out that big main road where the parade was a few nights ago, or like a week ago, and just kind of see how different it is on a day. It's like a Tuesday. It's Monday, actually. You know, there shouldn't be much going on, so I want to see if there's any activity in that area. It's a big main road in Villahermosa. We're taking a bit of a walk, but like I said before, not so comfortable with the camera around here. I stand out like a sore thumb in this city, in this state. Not a lot of gringos come here, not a lot of tourists at all, so everybody like sees me, notices me, thinks I'm weird, and some of them even know me from the parade and from the fair. They just saw me walking around because I'm super gringo. There were people that wanted to interview me when I was at the fair. I'm a weird person around here, so I'm definitely standing out and walking around areas I'm not comfortable in, like this, with my camera, getting weird looks from everybody. People that drive by in motorcycles, you know, there's the kind of people that want to just go by and snack your camera real fast and drive off. So most things in the city are pretty worn down. The only buildings that are in like really good shape are the super big companies, like the banks, or the like major hotels like the Marriott, or like a mall. Every other building is pretty beat up, needs work. Even the city streets, big holes in the ground. There's some holes I nearly stepped in that go like 5 feet down into the sewer. There's nothing to warn you that they're there. You could just be walking by and fall in a hole. So it's definitely important to watch where you're walking. It's sad, because this was, you can tell, it was once a really beautiful city with a lot of history and beautiful buildings, and it's just, the government steals money, nobody maintains anything, and there's really not a culture in at least this part of Mexico. Well, you know, most of Mexico that I've witnessed, there's really not a culture of like maintaining buildings. A lot of buildings are attached to other buildings, and so there's usually like a sidewall. Like one building is taller than the other building, and so the building that's shorter, there's a sidewall from the taller building that's clearly owned by somebody different. And who's gonna paint that wall? Who's gonna maintain that wall? Is it the job of the guy from the shorter building? Probably not, because he doesn't own that part of the building. The taller building guy does. But in order for the taller building guy to maintain that wall of that building, well, I'm sure he'd have to get on the roof of the shorter guy's building, and it just seems like a strange kind of issue, because you won't see anything but the faces of buildings being painted, never like the side walls or the back walls, just what's in front, and the other walls are usually really beat up and like falling apart. See, look at this. Danger, man. There you go, across the street. Those are two of the girls that were up for the pageant, the parade. There's the big city water tower over there. The thing is massive. I don't know if the scale rings true in the video. That's probably like, I don't know, I'd say like 10 blocks away. So it's much bigger than it appears. You can see when you're not on a made road, everything else is just like the barrio. The barrio, eh? Really weird for a white dude with a GoPro to be walking around talking directly to his camera. Especially around here, it's pretty empty. Every car that drives by is like staring at me. I gotta take my battery out once in a while because it overheats here. Looked like it was a cool restaurant once upon a time. That's that big park I went through the night of the parade there. There's that park that I went to during the parade. This is like that big kind of crux area where the 4 or 2 streets meet. It got really crowded here. I think there was a band playing somewhere around here. Paseo Tabasco. Giorgio Mendez Magana. I don't know when it's okay to walk. I just guess I have to kind of guess. I'm gonna go for it. Let this car pass. Oh wow, it's the big church back there. I don't know if it's visible. Maybe I'd be able to walk over there if my battery doesn't die. There's a big billboard. Paola. She was the pageant girl from the Centro area, it looks like. I mean, look at this electrical pole. This has not seen maintenance in eons. VW bug. Look at that sweet VW bus. Man. Little dude just got out of karate. Whoa, see that? Look at that. Look at that. I almost fell in that just now. Just completely open, gaping hole in the road. Went down about 4 feet. There could have been a broken leg right there. Deep, look down, always look down. I think these streets were flooded a week ago for the parade. And there's so many businesses here. I think there's, alongside a lot of these businesses, are residences too, just old buildings that people bought, made into their homes. But now it's just dead because the sun's going down. Let's go there. Whoa, see this? Look at that. That's right on the sidewalk. Just somebody's apartment, downstairs, home. Just 5 feet down. 5 feet down into the ground. Out of nowhere. I was gonna say, I think a lot of these buildings that were once businesses have just been turned into apartments. That one back there I showed with the sign, the broken sign, looked like it was an apartment now. Like this here. Obviously apartments back there, but that looked like a business front, but then it has a bicycle, kid's bicycle parked inside. All right. Got some food over here. That's a big road. We have a jungle area here. This is most likely swampland. remember walking through this during the parade. There's so many people, I couldn't really take a look what was back there. Oh yeah, look, there's a little entrance in there. I do not have the balls. This battery just keeps dying. It's the heat. Yeah, I don't have the balls to go into this little jungle. Mind you, there are crocodiles, active crocodiles, if there's any kind of given body of water anywhere in Villahermosa and Tabasco. Look here. It's just like a bunch of discarded food, probably in part from the parade, but it looks like people have been discarding shit there for a while. But that's just like full on jungle back there. What the hell? Look at this. Some sort of agency that used to have security and now it does not. This is probably part of the oil company. Right across the way there's Pemex, which is the big oil company. Seneca de Nivel, Villahermosa. I'm sure they got their hands in many things, but definitely was an oil company. And there's some people coming up here with the sign that don't want to get involved. Okay, that group of people, I think they were striking workers or something. There's a big sign that said Pemex, which is this big oil company here. One last notable suggestion about Villahermosa. It's quite well known that people die, pedestrians die on highways all the time. My girlfriend has seen 2 family members get run over on the highway next to her house. Highway time, highway time, highway time. Oh shit, shit. Oh wow, look at this. I don't know what that water is, but it looks like it's bubbling. There's activity, some sort of animals in there. This is like some sort of neighborhood. Locked up neighborhood, I don't know why. Gated in. As I was saying, people die on these highways all the time, crossing the street on foot. Even sometimes on motorcycles. There's really no rules. People don't follow any sort of traffic laws. Maybe a red light. You really got to be careful, even crossing a crosswalk, because cars don't give a shit. It's like pedestrians come last, cars go first. Cross at your own risk, any street. That's why they have, if you see this here, this big bridge, it's a pedestrian bridge. They have them everywhere. You always see these big bridge crossings over the highway. That's the safest way to cross the street around here, because the cars just don't give a shit. The road and the cars are not your friend, they're your fucking enemies. Holy shit. Always look down, buddy. Always look down. Ooh, look at this. This probably once a bustling restaurant. Not anymore. It's not that I fear the people that I walk by, like them to be violent. They're just not friendly, I think. You can just tell from far away that they kind of have a guarded look about them. And they don't want to talk to you, you know? Or even be friendly. So I just I think I fear the non-friendliness. You know, people tend to be much less friendly around here if they see a camera. Earlier on, when I was first recording at the parade, like people were like looking at me and then stepping out of the way, like, don't you fucking film me, buddy. That is the park that they said once used to have a bunch of parrots. I've got to find the right time to cross because it's fucking danger zone. I'm gonna cross right after this car passes here. Oh, yeah. Danger, danger. Wow, look at that. Somebody lives down there. I mean, these roads are the roads that should be bustling. Like, look at this. What was once a cool business is now just a broken pile. Ay, no comprendo nada, amigo. Lo siento. I don't know what that guy was saying to me. I really wish my Spanish was better. I can understand if, you know, if they speak slower and more clearly. I can understand a lot, but a lot of the time they just speak so quickly to me. You gotta run, gotta run. Oh, flowers. Look at that. That's so pretty. Got these kind of busted buildings there, but these flowers are quite beautiful. This is like the little flower street. This is the flower hood, man. Crazy. Don't get run over, don't get run over. Ah. Panteón Central. Ah, shit. Turns out that is the Pantheon, the graveyard, which is fitting considering we're right next to the big cathedral. We are in the park, right near the cathedral. The cathedral's quite beautiful. We're on the corner of Paseo Tabasco y 27 de Febrero, which is the main road that goes right into Centro Histórico. We got some vendors. I just realized that I've got 10% of my camera, but I've got my phone, so I can finish this video on my phone if I need to. Now is a good time to cross the street. Follow this homie. Ah, he knows what's up. He's from here. Catch the church at night, right before sunset. I don't know much about it, but the bells. The one thing is there's always some sort of street food, tacos, al pastor, everywhere. You can smell it from a block away. Just like this place, I can smell this from the church. Looks super good. Resisto todos los días. I don't know what that represents. Villahermosa is super prone to flooding. It's been flooded, like devastatingly flooded, plenty of times in its history. A lot of death, a lot of destruction. I'm sure some of these torn down buildings are still empty and beat up as a result of the last flood, which was like, gosh, 15 years ago, I think. The last major flood anyway. See, that's an example right there. Like, what do you do with the side? Who fixes the side of that building? Yeah, who fixes the side of that building? Does the guy have to ask permission to get on their roof, which, you know, they probably wouldn't allow? Didn't even realize I was here. I saw that flagpole there. And I was like, oh, maybe that's the church. No, I'm at city center. I had no idea. I was just coming from a new direction. But here we are. It was our little roundabout tour. No trouble, nobody hurt me. The government building right here. It's quite pretty. The only fully dressed building in this entire city. And there's the statue here. I don't remember who it is, but the dude looks eerily like Michael Jackson in the mid-90s. Bicentenario de la Independencia. Yeah, Michael Jackson, all day. Quite like this part here. It's clearly one of the nicer, like, walking paths into like the shopping area, shopping center. Once again, said in one of my earlier videos, that is the monument to tetanus, just because it's a stupid piece of art that apparently they just put in to waste taxpayer money and not give it back to the people. People here call it the monument to tetanus. because it's just all rusted metal. It's a little busier in this section. This is the kind of more popular shopping street here. It's super busy. I think it's because of the fair. My first video when I first arrived here, this is the first place I came. I walked up and down the street. I was scared to have my phone out, but there's like no people. This is before the fair, so there's even less people. I mean, this is packed considering how it was before the fair. This is the first food stand I stopped at right here. Cars don't die. This was once like a beautiful hotel and cool bar right by the river, just completely busted. I'm gonna come check this out in the day before I leave. And then there's this back there, what was once a beautiful cinema. Apparently the owners live in a different part of Mexico and they don't want to sell it. They don't want to do anything with it. Yeah, I was super afraid of walking down the street at night when I first got to my hotel, especially with my phone or anything. I learned it's not really so bad. You don't want to make a spectacle of yourself, really. And it's still fairly early. You know, maybe after midnight you want to be a little more safe. It's kind of a gentleman's bar right over there with those lights. I've been to it a couple of times. I was really scared at first, but the waitresses are super nice. The strippers don't take off their clothes. It's just kind of like guys bring their girlfriends there, and you can have a girl dance for you if you want to, which I did not do because I have a girlfriend. I'm a good boy. That was my sketchy, not sketchy walk for the day. As you can see, what was once super scary for me isn't anymore. And I feel safe walking through certain parts of the city, especially this area. And you know, again, depending on the time of day, I don't want to have too much optics on me if it's like the middle of the night and I'm the only guy walking around, especially because the cops, I think they're more of a danger than anybody else. But yeah, I got a new battery. Why not take one more quick walk to another church nearby? I actually want to try something out. I'm going to put the camera in my shirt and see how that view works. Don't get killed. Oh, it's a good song. Yo sé perder, quiero volver. She almost ran me over. This little park I'm going to is where the Combis are. It's not super safe. Yeah, it's parked with a really pretty church. It's where a lot of the Combis go to take people for the bus ride to different parts of town. I was told by my girlfriend that it has kind of dangerous people and prostitutes. That's not why I'm going there. The last 2 times I've been there, I haven't seen either of those things. Maybe a couple sketchy people. And here we are. This is it. Just the park. Not too busy today. Sketchy. I don't know. Maybe a little sketchy. I mean, bus station is gonna attract some sketch. The church, super pretty. So we'll take a look at that. It's a really pretty church, one of the kept up buildings in town. Ay, disculpe. These people did not want to move. People don't give a shit about you. That's one thing. They don't care about where you're walking. They don't care about your personal space. Like if there's a small lane like this and you're trying to get by, but there's 2 people in the way, they will do their best to walk as slow as possible and not care about who they're holding up behind them. If they're coming up behind you quick and you're walking slow, they aren't scared to kind of give you a little shoulder rub to let you know they're there and trying to pass you. But it's usually the opposite. It's usually them going super slow and you're trying to get past them and they don't give a fuck. There's just kind of like a general culture about having no personal space and not caring about your surroundings or the people around you. Like the lack of politeness toward others. Toward your family and your friends, yes, manners, politeness, but anyone else in your general vicinity that you don't know, they don't exist. Don't die. And we are in a Mexican shopping grocery store. This is how they sell milk here. They sell it in these boxes and they stay unrefrigerated for months. So I don't know what kind of preservatives they have. I get the big one. It's $2. 1.5 liters. They got all the normal stuff, but they have like extra, like super Mexican stuff. Like a section with all the Mexican breads and sweets and delicious, delicious stuff. Different fruits, papaya, like nuts, potatoes. Butcher section, have a lot of different types of meats. Longaniza, chorizo, everything's way cheaper. What's this? Dozen eggs, $2. Loads of beer. What is this? 6-pack of beer is $5. A little expensive actually for Mexico. Like you can buy a beer at the bar for $1. So I think this is a more expensive store just because it's like right in the shopping hub of the town, of the main part of Centro. Gracias. Yo no sé.
Lo bueno que no iba a pagar mucho, abuelito.
Gracias.
Eran 5 pesos.
Buenas. Oh, ¿qué pasó? Gracias, gracias. That was so weird. The guy in front just like took off and she was looking at me funny. And then I was like weirded out because I have my camera running, there's a blinking light, and the moment was so strange that I forgot to pick up my milk. And then she's like, dude, your leche. And I was like, oh my God, what's going on? All right, last mission. Buy the esquites or elote or whatever it is called. Hola, ¿tiene chicharrón preparada? Sí, ¿cuánto cuesta? 25. Ok, uno por favor.
¿Chile lleva?
Todo. Gracias. ¿Qué más tiene? Esquites y tostitos preparados. Ah, sí. Y chile. Oh, ya, tu pay. Un momento. Gracias. Muchas gracias. Buenas noches. All right. Mission accomplished. Don't die. Don't die. And we find a place to chill and eat. Look at that thing of beauty. There we go, back in the room. I got my chicharrón preparado? I don't know. I don't think she put lime on it. I'm not quite certain I saw that. I do think I like esquites the most. Comes in a cup, it's corn in a cup with mayonnaise and sauces and lime. It's super good. This has kind of become my new favorite because you can kind of walk around and eat it better. It's like almost like a snack you'll eat at the fair. You know, it's kind of cool. It's got a chicharrón, the cheese, the mayonnaise, the corn, and the hot sauce. And there's supposed to be lime on there. I'm not sure if she did it, but it's super good. It's a really nice snack. I'm sure it's super fattening. There's a lot of heavier set people in Mexico, but at least in this part. And I can tell why. It's delicious. This is delicious food. I could easily get fat here. Oh. Okay. Thanks for walking with me. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Come to Mexico. Visit places like Tabasco. Visit places like Villahermosa, Tabasco, Mexico. There's a lot of culture here. There are good things. There are good people. They know how to party. The fair is incredible. So come to Tabasco. Like, share, subscribe. Cheers.